4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. We will call the City Council meeting of the City of New Ulm to order. At this time, our first item of business is the consent agenda. Councilors, what are your wishes?
So move.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. Item 2.1 is a public hearing on the vacation of the alley over the right-of-way. And Mr. Schnobrick, hello.
Madam President, members of the City Council, the requested vacation has to do with a portion of an alley that is located between Lot 7, Block 82 South, and Lot 8, Block 82 South. And the City Council, at your meeting a month ago, received a petition from John Vorwick on behalf of Broadway Plaza South, making the request for this vacation. They are the owners of the property on either side of Lot 7 and Lot 8. And the city charter requires an abutting property owner to petition for the vacation of a public right-of-way. Now, Lot 7 and 8 abut former 17 South Street, which was previously vacated and is now owned and occupied by McDonald's. The proposed vacation would be 50 feet by 20 feet and would total 1,000 square feet. Notice of the vacation request was provided to the two adjoining property owners. Staff would recommend approval of the vacation for the following reasons. Number one, the vacation would facilitate future development of the property. Two, City and Public Utilities Commission departments, as well as local communication companies, have no objections to the vacation. And three, the area proposed for vacation is no longer needed for a public purpose. Conditions for the vacation, there are two. Number one, that the applicant would prepare a vacation plat and file the plat and authorizing resolution with the Brown County Recorder's Office. And number two, they would pay the vacation and application fee for a total of $475. That's $250 for the application fee and $225 for the vacation approval fee. I would note on the monitor that this is the area that is proposed for vacation, Broadway, Minnesota. Here's 17 South Street, so imagine that coming through to here. This is McDonald's. And then this is a strip mall with 4 businesses located at that location. A public alley will remain in place from this point going to the north. That would conclude the staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Schnobrick. It looks like that is kind of patio seating that was probably kind of put out during COVID. So at that time, was there a special permit for that area to build that in the alley?
No, it was always public right away.
It was public right away. So they didn't need anything special, or they should have gotten something and they didn't. I'm just trying
should
to,
have probably
should have
gotten
gotten something and they didn't. Okay, I was just trying to
Appeared
understand.
many years ago.
Yeah, okay.
The area being used.
Yeah, wanted to make sure I,
So basically, Dave, we're just cleaning things up a bit, just cleaning up the
Yeah,
plot.
this is an area that they would like to put to active use, and it would involve some construction, and we advise them that at that point, they should really get the public right-of-way vacated.
okay, thank you. This is a public hearing, so if anyone would care to be heard, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. The public hearing is open.
Seeing nobody's coming to the mic, and I don't want to stand in the way of progress for this, I'll close the public hearing and offer the resolution approving with conditions the vacation of that portion of alley located between Lot 7, Block 82, south of Center Street, and Lot 8, Block 82, south of Center Street.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
Counselor Schmitz?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, that motion carries. Moving to Section 3, Item 3.1 is a temporary on-sale intoxicating liquor license for Brown County Agricultural Society.
I'll offer a motion to approve the issuance of temporary on-sale intoxicating liquor license to Brown County Agricultural Society to sell alcohol at the Brown County Fairgrounds, 1201 North State Street, for the annual Fall Demo Derby event, Saturday, October 4th, 2025, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. For item 3.2, I will pass the gavel to Vice President of the Council, Mr. Warmka. I will recuse from this as it relates to New Ulm Turnbrine.
Item 3.2 is the issuance of a tobacco license at New Ulm Turnbrine, 102 South State Street.
Motion to approve the issuance of a tobacco license for New Ulm Turnaround 102 South State Street for the period beginning September 3, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. What's the word? Sorry.
Any additional?
Any additional discussion? Motion passes?
No.
Nope.
All in
All
favor?
in favor?
Creeped up on me.
Yep.
Item 3.3 is a tree service license renewal.
I'll offer the motion to issuance of tree service license renewal for Randall's Tree Service Incorporated, Lake Crystal, Minnesota, for the period beginning September 3rd, 2025, ending June 30th, 2026, subject to compliance with all city and state requirements.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. That motion does carry. Item 4.1 is a preliminary plot of Garden Terrace Second Edition. Mr. Nicely.
Actually, Dave will be speaking.
Oh, Mr. Schnobrick, sorry.
Madam President, members of the City Council, the applicant is Matt Gaitner on behalf of Garden Terrace New Ulm 2. It's an LLC. The property that is being platted has a current legal description of Outlot 178, except the northwesterly 370 feet, and then Lot 1 and Lot 2, Block 1, Garden Terrace Edition. I'll just briefly show you where those parcels are on the map here. So this is the existing Lot 1, the existing Lot 2, and this piece right here is portion of Outlot 178. Now, Lot 1 is the current location of Garden Terrace 1. Lot 2 is the current location of Garden Terrace 2. And the portion of Outlot 178 that we're talking about is currently vacant. The street addresses are 10,001, 10,011, and 10,021 North Garden Street, and those are assigned to either existing buildings or a future building site. The property is located west of North Garden Street and south of Oak Street. The comprehensive plan designation for the property, Mr. Nisley will be reporting on that with the next agenda item. property is zoned R4, high-density residence district, and that applies to the entire parcel of property that is being proposed for platting. The current site use, we've already talked about it, but that it's made up of 3 parcels of property. Those 3 parcels of property equal 8.8 acres. The new plat would establish 3 new lots. The exterior property lines of the existing parcel of property would remain the same in the new plat, but the configuration of the lots would change slightly. And basically, what would happen is the existing Lot 1 and the existing Lot 2 would lose a little bit of lot area, and that would be added to the new Lot 2. So this is the new Lot 2, this is the new Lot 3, and this is the new Lot 1. So the property line would run like this to this point. At this point, it would go this way in this direction, separating these 2 parcels, and then it would continue in this configuration to this point. And so this would be the new Lot 2. Anybody have any questions about that?
One minor question, Dave. That easement, so technically it'll actually run under the building up to the neck. There's a thing on here about a 5-foot utility easement per plat of Garden Terrace First Edition.
You're going to have to be a little bit more specific as to the location.
Running off of North Garden, there's that, I see a 5-foot utility easement would actually, under the new proposed building, would go under the building.
Okay. It would be necessary for that to be vacated.
Okay, that was my
Any
question, why
existing-
that's in there.
yeah,
All right, thank
It
you.
would have to be vacated. The owner is proposing to construct the 39-unit, 3-story apartment building. So there has been a change in the number of units that are proposed for the building. It is my understanding that the owner wants to convert more of the space for use as 2-bedroom units versus 1-bedroom. The building will provide housing for independent seniors, that is, someone that's 55 or over. The existing and proposed buildings comply with city zoning standards for the R4 zoning district. The property lines between lots 2 and 3 and lots 1 and 2 cross the paved surface of the parking lots and circulation roads that currently serve Garden Terrace 1 and 2. And in order to accommodate those areas as part of the new Lot 2, it will be necessary to have declarations put into place. And a formal declaration establishes the legal certainty and protects the rights and interests of the involved parties. So basically what would happen, well, the property would be part of the new Lot 2. The parking lots would remain in use by Garden Terrace 1 and Garden Terrace 2. And that was necessary in order to meet the required configuration for Lot 2. Since the building for Lot 2 is kind of long on the property, and what happened is in order to meet the required setback requirements, the property line gets extended into those parking lot areas. Upon completion of the project, it is our understanding that the owner will transfer ownership of the property to Oak Hills Living Center. Oak Hills at the present time is experiencing, some financial issues and challenges faced by other greater Minnesota nursing homes, and that this is one way to diversify their potential revenue sources, and I believe there's someone here to speak to that matter as well. The Planning Commission recommendation was to approve the preliminary plat with conditions since it complies with city code requirements. There are 4 conditions. They are that, number 1, they pay the parkland dedication fee of $3,150 for the plat. That's $1,050 per lot. They will provide an electronic file of the plat in an AutoCAD 2016 or newer format. Number 3, the resolution approving the plat will be filed with the Brown County Recorder's Office. And number 4, the applicant shall cause to be recorded against the property contemporaneous with the recording of the plat, a declaration of easements and covenants in a form approved by the city, addressing the rights and division responsibilities between the platted lots with respect to the parking lot encroachments. And that is the declaration section of the document that this is referring to. And I might note that that statement was prepared by the city attorney. That would conclude the staff report.
One more question, Dave. So that simple 5-foot utility easement has to come back to us?
Yes.
Technically, we can't add it in this evening. Or,
You,
no, I get it.
well, you have to maybe check with the city attorney and see what he has to say.
It's just, another month process of
Will they need to put a water retention pond of any sort in with all this parking lot structure? Or is that not needed?
Madam President, City Councilors, as part of their development plan, yes, a pond is required and is being proposed by the developer for the new building site.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you look at, there should be some materials in the agenda packet, but the
I didn't see it in there. yeah.
building sits here, parking is here, and there's a pond
Okay.
right here. So this road gets moved over here. So that's what allows sufficient space for the pond.
Sounds good.
And I just want to make sure kind of I'm understanding kind of the flow of all of this. So the developer that owns the land is going to build multi-housing, like 2-bedroom apartments that will be given to Oak Hills to sublease, and then they are using, like, I'm curious, like, is Oak Hills buying the building or like doing the development? I guess I just had some questions about,
Yeah.
how they,
Just one thing I want to add, it's a combination of 1 and 2 bedroom units. And I
Okay.
think I'll let you want to come on up?
just because this is a big development and I would hate to see anything not kind of go as planned. And so if I'm going to approve this, I just want to make sure it's, there's a flow to it.
No, it's a good question. Good afternoon. My name is Jay Scott, so I'm with Rebound Real Estate, the
Yep.
development company. So what our arrangement is with Oak Hills, and of course, we've been working with them since we acquired the property back on March 31st. And we are going to lease the property to them initially, but they will have a right to purchase the property from us at a defined price in that lease agreement. So they'll be able to exercise that right when they're financially capable or ready to do that. And so we've had those conversations consistently with them. So our lease allows us to help facilitate the financing and the construction of the facility on their behalf, and then sets it up to put them in a position to ultimately own the facility in the future.
Perfect. That does make sense. And that was something it doesn't, it shouldn't matter, but, for something like this, it's nice to know kind of what the plan is to transition. So thank you.
Yep.
No other comment. I'll make a motion to approve with conditions the preliminary plat of Garden Terrace Second Edition located at 1001, 1011, and 1021 North Garden Street.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion?
My discussion point or just a statement is I'm pleased to see that this project is progressing. One of the things early on was consideration being given to Oak Hills. And I'm pleased to see that Rebound and Oak Hills are partners in this project. And certainly it looks like in the future, it'll be a way for Oak Hills to be sustainable, which is what we all are hoping for. So thank you to Rebound for that consideration, and I know others in the room who are working towards that. So appreciate all the efforts to realize the potential between the two.
I appreciate that and the investment in the community as well. So thank you. Any other comments? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. Moving on to item 4.2 will be a comprehensive plan amendment, and for this we have Mr. Nicely. Hello.
Good evening, Council President, councilors. Mr. Schnelbrick just gave a pretty good and detailed overview of what this project is looking like for Garden Terrace 3. So if it's okay with the council, I'd like to skip some of the background regarding the location, addressing, all of that kind of thing.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, the Garden Terrace 3 being proposed, the developer is proposing to construct a 39-unit senior apartment housing project. This housing project will provide for senior independent living that could have additional services tied to it. I would note that with this project, the developer is proposing enough parking stalls for each unit in the apartment to be covered. So there'll be covered parking for all the residents. There'll also be additional stalls, surface parking outside between the building and Garden Street. Our comprehensive plan, which was adopted in 2024, designates this property as medium density residential. The medium density residential land use designation allows for the property to be developed up to 12 units per acre. So at 2.68 acres, and 39 units, the density for this project would be 14.5 units per acre. So therefore over medium density, and that's why we're coming to the council and went to the planning commission to change the density from medium density to high density residential. So a little further background or more information on this piece of property in particular, which has been vacant for quite some time. In 1996, this was designated as low and high density residential according to the comprehensive plan. In 2007, it was high density, and then in 2024, we went back to medium density. Partially the reason we did that was because this site had been looked at a number of different times for development. The soils are tough to work with, they're mucky, peaty, and in the past, there hasn't necessarily been the construction technology to construct something on the site at an affordable rate. Well, construction technology has come along quite a bit now, and we have a development team that thinks they can make high density work on this site. That's why we're back here. I would note that the zoning for this site is R4. It's already correct. It's high density residential. So really the main thing we need to do here is change the comprehensive land use designation from medium density to from medium density to high density. I would also note that when the EDA sold the property to Rebound Partners, there was a provision in the purchase agreement that the developer, after purchasing the property, develop residential housing on the site within 5 years of signing the purchase agreement. I would note that we haven't received any comments from the public regarding this project. We haven't received any letters or anything like that. The Planning Commission last Thursday unanimously approved the project with one condition, and that condition is that the applicant / owner will pay the cost to record the necessary documents with the Brown County Recorder's Office. And that would conclude the staff report.
Mr. Nisley?
Madam President, Councilors, I'd like to offer a resolution to approve the petition of Matt Gatner on behalf of Garden Terrace New Ulm 2 LLC to amend the city's comprehensive plan to allow high-density residential land uses in place of medium-density residential land uses for the property legally described as Outlot 178, except the northwesterly 370 feet and generally located at 1011 North Garden Street.
Second.
Thank you. We do have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
Counselor Schmitz?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, that motion does carry. Thank you very much. Moving on to old business, item 5.1 is a MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Supplemental AIG Grant Agreement. Mr. Stadheim.
All right, thank you, Madam President, City Councilors. As you may recall, at a past meeting, the council accepted the grant agreement from the federal government for these for this set of projects at the airport. So, as a reminder, this is for the airfield apron expansion project related to the new fuel system construction. Those federal grants funded the project at 95%. So these supplemental state grants, both of this agenda item and the next, cover an additional 2.5% of that project cost. The reason there's the AIG and AIP grants is to make the funding work so we can get this project wholly funded at the 97.5% and 2.5% cost share between our state and federal partners. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Now, I asked this question the last time to the city engineer. This should be it, right?
So for the apron expansion portion of the project, but there's many more to come.
Right.
The
Yep,
crossword.
with
Thank you.
Crosswind and land acquisition and the fuel system itself, so.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to offer the resolution approving MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Grant Agreement Number 1061006 for Airport Improvement Project A0801-84 for the New Ulm Municipal Airport and authorize the city manager and finance director to execute the grant offer and any grant agreements.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
Counselor Schmitz?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Moving on to 5.2, MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Supplemental AIP Grant Agreement.
Madam President, City Councilors, same thing, just the other funding mechanism.
Madam President and Councilors, I'd like to offer the resolution approving MnDOT Office of Aeronautics Grant Agreement Number 1061007 for Airport Improvement Project A0801-86 for the New Ulm Municipal Airport and authorize the city manager and finance director to execute the grant offer and any grant amendments.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Director Jorgensen, please call the roll.
Yes.
Counselor Warmka?
Yes.
Counselor Schmitz?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
President Becker?
Yes, motion carries. Item 5.3 is to set a public hearing date for a noise variance for New Ulm Chamber of Commerce Oktoberfest.
I'll for a motion to schedule a public hearing for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, 4:30 PM for a request for the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce for a noise variance to permit amplified sound music during Oktoberfest for the following Friday, October 3rd, 2025, from 3 PM to 11 PM on Minnesota Street in front of B&L Bar between First North and Center Streets, and Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 3 AM to 11 PM on Minnesota Street in front of B&L and between First North Streets and Center Streets from 10 AM to 5 PM on Center Street from Broadway to Minnesota Street intersection.
Before I second that, 3 a.m. should be 3
PM.
p.m.
Thank you.
Then I'll second. Correction.
We do have an motion and a second with the correction to 3 PM. Any additional discussion? Director Jorgensen, those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. Under new business, we have the 2024 and 2025 delinquent water, wastewater, and stormwater assessments.
Motion to approve establishing the special assessments for 24-25 delinquent water, wastewater, and stormwater assessments. Set a public date for a public hearing on Tuesday, October 7, 2025 at 4:30 PM in the City Hall Council Chambers.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. That motion does carry. 6.2 is the 2024-2025 weed, tree, snow, and debris removal assessments.
I'll make a motion to approve establishing the special assessments for 2024-2025 weed, tree, snow, and debris removal charges and set date for a public hearing on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 at 4:30 PM.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Item 6.3 is a school resource officer agreement. Chief, good evening.
Council President Becker, members of the council, in front of you is just a school resource officer agreement contract with District 88. This is an annual renewal. There's absolutely no language that's been changed other than the dates. If there's any questions, I'll certainly entertain them. Otherwise, that's the end of my staff report.
Thank you. And I know there were some changes to the agreement last year, but this is kind of the same thing that came to us then.
There was significant changes last year simply because there was some changes at the state level regarding school resource officer for departments that had them. There's been nothing changed since, but the reason, we used to do 3-year contracts. The reason we're doing annual is just because we're expecting changes as time goes on, just as far as the evolution of the program. But at this point, there's been nothing within the last year.
Thank you.
I'll motion to approve the school resource officer agreement between the city of Ulm, acting through its police department and Independent School District 88 for one school year commencing with the beginning of the 25-26 school year to manage the school resource officer program and authorize the city manager to sign the contract on behalf of the city of Ulm.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye. Aye. That motion does carry.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Chief. Item 6.4 is an airport snow removal contract.
Madam President, City Councilors, our previous contractor at the airport that took care of our snow removal duties notified the city that they'd be terminating their contract at the end of this last snow plowing season. So with that, we advertised and solicited proposals from contractors to perform those services at the airport. We gave contractors a couple different options on how to do that work. We do have city-supplied equipment at the airports. We have a city-supplied snow plow and a city-supplied tractor with a snow blower attachment on it. So the contractor has the options to utilize the city equipment for those operations, as well as bidding on the work, utilizing your own equipment with a pickup plow, skid loader, and front-end loader. The 4 proposals that we received are included within your agenda packet. There was a slight variance with the Snow Pros proposal. Overall, their per-hour cost was the lowest submitted, but they required a $32,000 minimum retainer for their services, regardless if we use those hours or not. So it is staff's recommendation to enter in the contract with Square Construction at the rates listed within the packet here today, and those are city equipment at $85 an hour, and then pickup plow at $125 per hour, $150 per hour for skid loader, and $225 per hour for a front-end loader, but they do not have the minimum retainer noted within their proposal. If we use the last couple of years as a baseline for snow removal, in the grand scheme of things, we had very few hours utilized at the airport. So with that, we feel it's in the city's best interest to utilize Square Construction.
Thank you very much. And I will say from experience, there are more snow removal companies that are going to this type of retainer. So it's more difficult to find somebody that's willing to charge you for the work just that they do. So that would be my comment.
We're due for a big snowfall, so let's get somebody locked in. So I'll make a motion to approve the contract with Square Construction LLC to provide snow removal services at the New Ulm Municipal Airport in the amount of $85 an hour for city equipment, $125 per hour for pickup plow, $150 an hour for skid loader, $225 an hour for loader, no minimum retainer.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Item 6.5 is a Minnesota Music Hall of Fame lease agreement.
This is a lease agreement we do every 5 years or so. No changes, just extending the contract for another 5 years. So it'll be before you again in 2030.
Well, I'm going to offer a motion to approve the lease agreement with Minnesota Music Hall of Fame for a 5-year period beginning October 31st, 2025 to October 31st, 2030, under the terms and conditions outlined in the said agreement.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I was just curious if there's any big changes to the lease agreement prior
No
to the last
changes.
time? Okay. All right. Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. Item 7.1, a report of claims paid.
Make a motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $5,364,232.30.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. At this time, the council will be moving into a closed session. The New Ulm City Council will go into a closed session to develop or consider offers or counter offers for the city's sale of personal property consisting of naming rights to the Recreation Center at 122 South Garden Street. This is an exception to the opening meeting law requiring the discussion of purchase of real estate property subject to the public body's authority, and it is allowed by Minnesota State Statute 13D.05, subdivision 3C3. Thank you.